Friends, Greg Newmaster coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Thundercats Ultimates LION-O, the toy version that's meant to look like LJN figures from the 80s. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and help me to build my channel. This was right here. One of my favorite action figures as a kid. Probably top 3 action figures was LION-O, LJN with the light up eyes and the action in his arm. The second was Superman from the Superpowers figures. And probably my third was He-Man. Not probably, definitely He-Man. From Masters of the Universe, specifically Battle Armor He-Man, because that was the very first He-Man action figure I ever got. But this was my all-time favorite figure right here, this LION-O. I had 3 of these because this leg would always break off because the plastic was very cheap. My dad put screws in the side of this hip multiple times. But I just love this figure. I love the Thundercats. It was my favorite cartoon growing up. The animation, especially in the introduction, is just spectacular. It doesn't get much better than that. So when I saw that Super 7 was releasing this figure, I had to pick it up. Just nostalgia was screaming. And unfortunately, I don't have my original LION-O anymore. My only original Thundercats that I have are Panthro and the Thunder Tank. I lost my original LION-O along the way. But that's okay, because I have this baby now. And I have this image up so we can compare it. So let's bust this baby open. I'll stop yapping for the most part. Here's the nice mail cover. I feel like Super 7's just getting better and better. They're improving in their quality. I mean, it took them long enough, but COVID really seemed to mess them up, and you know, they had to change factories and all that. So they're getting better though. So I love how, because the first wave did not come covered in this plastic coating, so I love how they do that now. You know, protect the slip cover. It's taped on the bottom, but I already cut the tape. And just even the box looks way cleaner. I noticed that the previous boxes had a very shiny finish. Now it looks like more of a matte finish. And I love the Thundercats logo. There's a traditional logo on the bottom. You can see right there from the original packaging. It says LION-O toy version. That's what it looks like on the back. It says Ultimates on the top. And there is what the bottom looks like. So let's pull the slip cover off and take a look at this guy. And oh man, that looks great. I mean, look at how that compares to that. They nailed it. They really did. I mean, that's taken me back. They even have the red Sword of Omens and the red claw shield. They didn't get the animation accuracy back then, but man, what a beautiful looking figure. I can't wait to take this out of the package. Here it is on the back. It says, LION-O, Lord of the Thundercats. LION-O is a cunning leader known for his great strength and agility. He wields power with a magical airship of the forefathers, the Sword of Omens, which allows him to see faraway lands and to contact the Thundercats when there is impending danger. Although LION-O is a ruler, he is a child in a man's body, constantly challenged to grow in moral strength through the code of Thundera, justice, truth, honor, and loyalty. And LION-O always succeeds. And I love this image on the back. They even changed the coloring. It's red. The sword is red to look like the LJN style, which is fantastic. So there's a little tape on the top. Already cut that so I can open the box. Looks like he's zip tied in there though, so that is probably going to be a pain in the butt. But very basic figure. Minimal accessories, which I think, you know, they could have eased up on the price with this one a little bit, because with the other figures, you get a lot more accessories. So, you know, in a way, they were justifying the price, but you get a lot less with these LJN versions. So I don't know. I thought it could have been cheaper, but what are you gonna do? And man, he looks great and he feels great. He has the pinless joints. The head has really nice movement. This is the most movement I've had on a Lion-O. And look at that. I mean, they did such a good job. Just spot on with that head sculpt. I think the only cool thing that they could have really added with this is the light up feature. Maybe put a battery in his head, a couple light bulbs in the eyes, and even the old device that you know, that you could light his eyes up with. That would have been next level. Or even just do the glow in the dark on the eyes like they did with the alternate head sculpts. So you know, it's not perfect compared to the original figure. So if you look at his belt logo, this was sculpted and it stuck out and it looked a little sloppy and weird. So they just put the regular logo in there, which looks sharp and nice. But if you're going for complete accuracy to what the original figure looked like, that's a little bit of a mistake. Oh man, they nailed it. They got the vertical wrist hinge instead of the horizontal one, which the original Lion-O only came from Super 7 with the horizontal wrist hinge. So I love this. This is perfect for holding the sword up in the air and summoning the Thundercats. Standard articulation, really nice ab crunch, rotation. This is based on the Masters of the Universe Classics line body mold. Like I said, we got the pinless joints. You know, I'm not a huge fan. This body sculpt looks really good, but I'm a guy who loves articulation. And part of the limitations of the original Thundercats figures was there was no articulation in the knees, no articulation in the elbows, minimal articulation in the shoulders. Like the shoulders could only go up and down on the old figure, but now we have a hinge in the top there. We also have a bicep cut, and we have bend at the elbow, but that's not good either. It doesn't even go 90 degrees, so that's a little bit disappointing. But that's just how these figures are. They look great though. There's a thigh cut in the legs, so you can rotate the legs like so. There's also like a shin cut where you can rotate the knee slightly. And then they even put a joint in the boot, which it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like I would much rather have double jointed knees versus like extra rotation in the boot and then in the knee and then in the hip. That's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to do it, like go all the way. Nice ankle articulation. I just love how most figures now have the pivot in the ankle, where in the past, most figures didn't. If they did have a hinge, it would just go up and down, but no pivot or ankle rocker. So he looks great. I mean, they really match the colors. Another just mild mistake is they didn't get the boots perfectly right. There's sort of like this oval shape here in the LJN version, and they don't have that here. That's what he looks like from the back. Just really, really quality has vastly improved on this guy. So good job, Super 7. Looks like you're getting your stuff together. So let's bust out the accessories, which are very important. And let's get a look at this gorgeous Sword of Omens. Man, that takes me back. Ugh, looks fantastic. I remember, though, on my original Lion-O, I didn't like how the Sword of Omens was silver. So I painted that white, because on the show it looks white. The blade looks white. And then I painted the logo properly where I painted the cat to look black. But wow, that looks great. Just very beautiful sword. Let's compare it to the other swords that we've gotten so far. So this is from Super 7's first Lion-O, and this is actually not a good representation of the Sword of Omens, because these first Super 7 Lion-Os, they messed up the logo. It just looks like a big black blob, where with other swords that have come since, like in the Red Lion-O or Jaga, his Sword of Omens, you can actually see the logo properly. I have the angry face Lion-O here, but man, they're just it's like Elseworlds Lion-O or alternate dimension. Just beautiful, beautiful Sword of Omens. So looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to put that in this hand here. Hopefully, I don't want to scratch the paint off. That's the only thing that ever makes me nervous about putting these weapons in the hands. I mean, it looks just like this sword. I mean, look at that. It's just how I remember it. It's just on the original sword, the plastic was real floppy, so it always like bent. It was like a limp noodle, if you know what I'm saying. But this is nice. There's even a sharp point. And yeah, just so you have comparison. So the cartoon version versus LJN toy version. I think no, it's a new sculpt, because even the logo sticks out like it did on the original sword. So not bad at all. And let's get a look at the claw shields, which this is something. Claw shield looks great. Looks the way that I remember it. But I think they should have used the same sculpt that they used with Pumra, where, so like on the original figure, you could just snap the claw shield on his hand. And Pumra came with a slide-on claw shield. I think I would have preferred that over to this, where you have to swap out the hand and port it on like so. Not that I'm ever going to take the claw shield off, but I think I just would have preferred that better. Just for accuracy's sake. I don't know. I don't like having to change out the hands. That's just my preference. So regarding accessories, you get an angry face. This is a waste to me, because if you're not going to do the light up feature, you could have put light up eyes on that. Even though the angry face looks pretty good, I'm never going to use this head. But if it would have had a light up feature, maybe I would have changed my mind. So it looks really good though. They did a very good job. Like I said, their quality is improved, which I'm very happy about. What else do you get? You just get a couple sets of hands. I'm not even going to pull those out. You've seen them a million times if you watched any reviews. You get clawed open hands, and you get a little bit tighter. And these have the horizontal hinge, wrist hinge, versus the vertical, which is much better, especially if you have a character that holds a weapon, like so. So I'm just going to keep my Lion-O just like this. This is kind of silly too. They added the port on here for the claw shield so he can hold it, but there's no way that you can port this on here. So that's kind of silly to me also. And I believe this claw shield is a totally new sculpt. Yeah, it's its own sculpt. So the sword and the claw shield are new sculpts, which is awesome. Just to add to that accuracy. And just take a look here, just so you can see. There's that classic light up feature, which tell me that would have been awesome if this Lion-O could do that as well. And then I think that would have justified the price. But anyhow, I hope you guys liked the review. If you do, please like and subscribe. Thundercats ho, and God bless you all. Peace.